Welcome to Last Call Kinda. I'm your host, Gerard Morgan, joined with me by our usual people, just so you know who the usual people are. Greg, say something.
No.
Classic Greg. Drew, say something.
Hey, yo, what up?
That's Drew. Nick, say something. That's Nick. Okay, so now that we know who everyone is, today's topics we're going to be going into are what animal beer thing we are, each person in here is, and why we think that. If you don't follow us on social media, you should be following us on social media. We posted up I don't even know what it's called. It's not a meme.
It's a meme, yeah.
Fine, it's a meme, I guess. Pick a letter between each level, each category. Yeah, beer, animal, and then what type of jacket you wear. Then we're going into mobility, work, and injury prevention because nothing sounds more riveting than that. Then we have a nice little rant on tipping and when to tip and when not to tip, and a follow-up.
Always tip.
And then, and then a follow-up on Movember. Oh, and then we're also going to bring up Jake Paul crushing Nate Robinson and something about Evander Kane. So a little bit of NHL talk. We cover it really all this episode. So give us a listen. Continue listening. You'll enjoy it all. And if you don't enjoy it, you can stop after you already listened. So that's where we're going with this. All right. So starting off, we're going to go into I'm going to call it a meme. I don't think it's technically considered a meme. The animal alcohol jacket, I think, are the three categories.
That's it, yeah.
Alcohol jacket, yeah.
See if I could find the actual photo.
Yeah, so I got it up here, and it says, what vibes do I give off? Pick one from each row. And it's a skunk, a raccoon, a fox, and I think a possum. Yeah, possum.
Possum, yeah.
And then it's that's first row. The second row is PBR, Jack Daniels, a glass of wine, or Absolute Vodka. The last one is a flannel-ish jacket, a jean jacket, a leather coat, or what's the thing with no sleeves? What the hell is that called?
Fucking life preserver.
A vest, you doof.
A vest, yeah. A really terrible looking vest.
What's that shirt with no sleeves? What's that thing called?
A life preserver.
Nice.
You gotta free the biceps every now and then, you know.
It's actually a long sleeve shirt with no sleeves. So
yeah, sleeves are camo.
Power move.
It's loser camo. You said.
All right. So we'll start that off.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like the most reasonable thing to do. So my thing is, all right, the amount of responses that we got that had me wearing a leather jacket is just absurd.
All right. Wait, but before you went into that, full disclosure, this whole thing started because you posted that on Facebook, right, and I jokingly picked what I thought were the worst three things on there.
Right, but that's the thing. So they were the worst three things on there, and you gave me a leather jacket.
I know.
But then the response that we got, yeah,
I do too.
And you're both clowns. So, all right, fine. You're not clowns. There's a time and place for a leather jacket, like when you're riding your Harley down the street or something like that.
I live in South Philly. You have to have one.
Or if you're very Italian. But those are
what
really...
if you're Daredevil?
That goes with the Harley, I feel like.
That goes with the Harley, exactly. Other than you being extremely Italian, or you own a Harley, you don't need a leather jacket. You don't need one. There's no point. That said, everyone said that I had a leather jacket. I would wear a leather jacket. I don't think anyone said anything else.
I think I had you with the life preserver, but that's just because I thought it was legitimately a life preserver.
All right, Gerard.
Yes.
You have the picture up, right?
Yeah.
All right. So here's what we'll do. You had that picture up. I'll run you through what the answers were. Like I'll tell you what the numbers and letters were. That way you can tell everyone what we think, what the hosts were.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'm gonna start off first one. First comment to the whole thing just said crazier than a sack of Badgers.
Correct. Yeah, that's true.
That was Nick.
That was not Nick.
Absolutely not.
That was just everyone. That was the general of the hosts. the general host discussion was crazier than a sack of Badgers. That was the first comment we had. All right, the next one. This one is for Nick, and it says Nick is 1C1.
So he's a possum. He's a glass of wine, and he's a flannel.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
That is super accurate.
I don't think I'm an opossum, but I'm definitely the other two.
There's not a doubt in my mind that Nick is a possum.
I'm 100% a fox because they're like whiny bitches, but they're very cute.
The only thing it needs is a fourth row that has like temple socks and red Converse, and that would literally be Nick.
You're not wrong.
That was probably the most accurate one that we got, I think. The possum as Nick, and then the glass of wine because Nick's a stay-at-home mother, and then
Yellowtail, obviously.
Yellowtail.
And then the flannel because that is the whole vibe of Nick. Nick thinking that he's a fox or anything other than a possum is wild.
I am 100% a fox.
All right, so
but I can also fit in the possum category.
What I'll do is
Nick is literally that meme where it's just like a possum with his mouth wide open and it just in parentheses says screaming. That's Nick.
I shared that today. Did you guys see that?
Is that the one where it's like?
Are you a morning
goes to bed
person?
at night and screaming?
Yeah.
That's right. I saw that.
Are you a morning person or night person? And it's like screaming. Screaming begins. Hilarious.
all right.
Nick.
So let's run through all Nick's first, and we'll go through each person individually.
Yep.
So the next one for Nick is just a 3.
So that means he's a raccoon.
Are they calling me a raccoon or a guy from 1940s fucking New York, dude, in Greece?
That's the thing. I think they're combining him being a raccoon and
With the leather
jacket. So I picture him like a leather jacket with a little bandit mask on.
Yeah.
A little hamburger mask.
I can get around that.
A little
All right,
raccoon wearing a leather jacket. It's like a Disney character or something.
Honestly, it is.
We should trademark that 100%.
All right, next one is going to be 1D1.
That is a possum, absolute vodka, and then the flannel jacket.
The thought of vodka literally makes me nauseous.
Yeah, Nick is too soft for literally anything other than the bottle of wine. So like,
One time I tried to impress a girl.
He does like green tea shots. That's his,
fuck.
Of course he does. Of course.
Drew, he only likes someone that's on your tab.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
true.
That's
Greg,
true.
one time I was trying to impress a girl at White Girl, and I was like, oh, yeah. Give us some rum. Give us some rum. I think it was Jameson. Literally, it
Jameson's
touched...
whiskey.
Jameson's whiskey.
You know what?
Jameson's
Listen to me. I hate all of you. Anyway,
It's the worst kind of whiskey too.
it really is. The second it touched my lips, projectile vomit everywhere.
At the bar?
On the tip.
It was literally like at the bottom of the bar, and then I ran to the bathroom and just covered the walls. That was the worst White Girl of my life. But I still got
Was I
the girl.
there?
Hell yeah, you were. I played that off so smooth as soon as I finished vomiting everywhere.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Like, who's ready to party?
Yeah,
It's on my tab.
You went and vomited everywhere and then went and bought Gatorade on your tab.
Hell yeah.
All right. Honestly, that was it for Nick though. The next one we'll go to is going to be Drew. First one that comes in is 4B3.
So Fox, Jack Daniels, leather jacket.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
That's very generous. I almost feel like that's his lady who sent that in. So
Do you want to know who actually sent that? It
Patty.
was you, Gerard.
no, it wasn't. Was it really?
Yeah, you put 4B3.
Nice.
I must have been having feelings through that day. That's super generous. I must have been feeling.
Thank you, Gerard.
I must have been on my own thing of absence.
So, wait. So while we're at it, we can go with the next one for Gerard, which comes from the better half of Drew. 2B3.
Me?
Yeah,
Haley.
yeah.
Haley.
This makes me not like her at all, to be honest.
Actually, that's pretty
Better
close.
watch your
2B3.
words, dude.
I stand by my statement.
A skunk with whiskey and a fucking
Leather jacket.
grease boy.
She picked skunk because I fart a lot.
She picked it for me. Didn't?
You also fart a lot.
It's for Gerard, not Drew.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were still on me.
No one voted for you.
Absolutely zero.
He literally just said we were on me.
Keep up. We transitioned.
He's like, we're gonna go to whoever voted for Drew. All right, no one voted for Drew. We're on to Gerard.
Yeah, I don't think I got a lot of bits. Nothing.
Yeah, so your lady going 2B3 is insulting to say the least, and I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest.
What is it? It's skunk.
Skunk, Jack Daniels, leather jacket.
And that's pretty accurate. That's better. That's better than the one that I had for you.
Not at all.
I could see Gerard smelling pretty bad after a long night of drinking Jack Daniels in a leather jacket.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. One, like I said earlier, not Italian at all. Anti-Italian almost.
Whoa. Hold on. Back it up. Half of me is offended.
I stand by my statement. Then the Jack Daniels, fine. I do like me some Jack Daniels. We can get it twisted with some Jack Daniels. The leather jacket, though, like if it was just 2B2 or the jean jacket, like I own 2 pairs of jean shorts. I literally
shorts, my man.
Both jean shorts and jorts. I own the homemade and not homemade ones. So like I'm not afraid to rock the Canadian tuxedo.
Nice.
But the leather jacket's just absurd.
I'm thinking back to like that time with you and Connor, where Connor had to save your life.
Right.
Like I could just imagine you that drunk and just like fucking stealing a leather jacket from a homeless man.
I was wearing a flannel that night, I guarantee.
I could see that.
I was wearing a flannel that night.
Homeless Gerard with his beat up leather jacket, drunk on Jack Daniels and smelling really bad.
It's just not true. Just not true. But all right, go next.
All right, so is that? You just got one? No. Sorry. So the next one is Gerard literally reeks of 1B4.
Awesome, Jack Daniels, leather.
Nick definitely said that.
100%.
That's Nick. That's 100% Nick.
That was me.
Right.
I can smell from here.
So I don't hate the possum. I don't hate the possum.
You just can't hate it.
Jack possum doesn't have enough hair to be you, dude.
Also true. True. But the vest, I don't hate the vest. I will fuck with the vest.
Oh, I know.
I'm not afraid to fuck with the vest.
You're gonna be a 35-year-old father of 2 and be like, "Hey kids, we're going to the woods this weekend. We're going to the lake. So everyone get their vests."
So that's the thing. I'm not sure what's more like campus rec than like khakis and a polo, but a vest might be more campus rec than khakis and a polo.
Campus rec vest would be fire.
So that's where I think I actually got the vest that I wear from campus rec.
That makes sense.
I think it was a City 6 vest.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't hate the vest idea. The possum, I get it. I feel as if those memes out of the possum screaming, like I feel that internally all the time. So that I get that. That's the kind of vibe I throw off. Jack Daniels, I'm with it. Nick, I don't hate it. Not the worst.
So the last one was the one that we kind of touched on already, what kind of got all this started was 2A3, which is the PBR, the skunk, and the leather jacket.
So that's you or that's me?
No, that's what I said. That was what I picked for you. That kind of started the whole thing, like on Facebook.
So
that was the one I put.
So yeah, you don't like PBR, which is a topic of it in of itself.
No. Oh, we'll get into that. We'll get into the second one when I go over what mine were that was sent to me.
Again, the PBR. Wait, you went PBR vest or PBR flannel?
You went PBR leather jacket skunk as a joke.
Right, the leather jacket's trash. All right, we're done with the leather jacket. Next.
Okay. Before we get into mine, I realized I missed one for Drew, and that was actually this one's from Haley, and it's 3C2. Now,
Drew just said that he owns a leather jacket, and she picked a jean jacket for him.
Yeah.
I own a jean jacket also.
Okay.
He absolutely does.
I can't believe that.
It is not flattering at all.
I wear cowboy boots, jeans with the same denim, and denim jacket here all the time.
You are full Texas, aren't you?
You are full Texas. Texas is you.
I am one. I also have a cowboy hat. I don't wear that as often as I do the cowboy boots, but
you should wear it when you come to Philly.
I'm definitely wearing the boots. Those things are comfortable and stylish.
Nice.
Ostrich skin. If you ever intend on getting cowboy boots, look for ostrich skin.
You say ostrich? What am I gonna go slaughter a village in Australia? Hello?
No, dude, they already do it for you. The
great.
boots are already made of ostrich.
Oh, thank God. So I don't have to do any ostrich slaying today.
No, they're already slayed.
Okay, we're good.
Allegedly. Did you hear Nick fucked an ostrich?
Is that alleged?
Allegedly. It's allegedly.
It's deep cuts to shows that people definitely don't watch.
No, not at all. I know for a fact I don't.
All right, next.
All right. So now we're gonna get the ones that really pissed me off, because everything pisses me off, as we know.
Right.
Yeah. So first one is Gerard, who said 1A4.
Possum, PBR, vest.
Don't own a vest. Despise PBR. Don't really care about the possum.
Okay, that's rude. Possums are adorable.
Wait. Greg's ponytail kind of reminds you like a possum tail.
That's fine. I'm cool with that. True. Then Drew comes in, follows it up with, Greg is a total 1A4.
Yeah.
So again, that's two of the same things now. Drew's better half comes in and says 2A4.
Right. I can deal with that too.
And then that's actually
what's a 2? Sorry, what's
skunk?
Skunk.
Yeah.
So
Haley just really likes skunks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty cute when they're not spraying you with their goo.
What?
I don't know.
So they're cute when they're not spraying you with their goo.
Don't refer to it as goo.
Stop.
Goo.
Stop.
Right all over your skin, right on your face.
So,
dude. They're gooing on your face, man.
Look, the biggest issue I have with it is that PBR's trash, and just because I look like a hipster, not at all.
Is PBR hipster beer?
So it wasn't, but then hipsters tried to bring it back by drinking it, like, because it was like it was essentially this beer you got for cheap that people would always drink, and then like no one drank it,
right?
And then suddenly it made this big resurgence from people like our age that were like, "Yo, I want to drink this," but it was mainly in the hipster group.
Right.
But a citywide, which is a common drink bought in Philly, includes a PBR.
Yeah, it's usually that or like a cheaper like lager style beer.
So my thing is,
but I feel like it's only a lager style beer if they don't have PBR. Like if they have PBR, then they're using a PBR for a citywide.
Depends. I want to say on that because the one bar I work at, we do citywides with like PBR. We do it in Narragansett too, and then we have like specific daily citywides. But that's neither here nor there. But no, I get what you're saying.
So I say PBR isn't bad. I'm not saying it's great. It's not like my favorite drink, but like if I'm going to a party and the plan is to drink a bazillion beers, yes, I'm not gonna not get PBR because I don't think it's gross. People come into house parties with like hammies, like no. Get the PBR.
Hammies are tight, dude.
I mean, your next thing you're gonna say is Key Light's pretty good too. Or Natty Daddies. Go fuck yourself.
Dude, Bush Latte, like those are all hammer-in summer beers, dude.
I'm taking PBR over just about any light, cheap beer aside from Miller Lite. I'll take PBR.
PBR is just the Russian Bud Light, dude.
I'll take PBR over Bud Light.
Bro, I'll take an 8-ounce
Bud Light's trash. First off, Bud Light
you guys are the worst.
Trash.
Yeah, I'm taking a PBR over Bud Light any day.
I would, as much as I despise Bud Light, I would still take the Bud Light over PBR any day.
You're out of your mind.
No. Yeah, so the PBRs, I think it's disgusting. And everyone just picked PBR. I was like, yo, I give up the hipster vibes. I get it with the hair and the face. Like, no. Despise PBR.
Yeah, wild.
The only thing I'd willingly drink on that list is Jack Daniels. It's the only thing I'd want to drink.
You won't willingly drink wine?
No.
The Italian in you doesn't come out?
No.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, and the closest thing I'll get to drinking wine
is in your blood,
dude. Half my blood. The closest thing I'll get to drinking wine is, you know those jugs of wine by like, it's Martini Rossi or whatever? It's the jug handles. It's called Paisano because it doesn't taste like wine.
Paisan.
Yeah, it's literally the most.
Paisano is an amazing sandwich shop, Billy, just so you know. They got one at the Italian market and one in Fishtown.
Isn't that friend in Italian?
What happened?
Isn't that friend in Italian?
Yeah, paisan. Hey, paisan. Yeah. Friend, pal, whatever you want it to be. There's so many words in like, Italians. Especially like South Philly slang that just like it could be anything.
What was it?
PBR is trash. That's the point I wanted to make. It's trash.
Stop being a softy. Get yourself
we're gonna get hammered by these sponsors. Reese's doesn't want us. PBR doesn't want us.
Well, no, Reese's might, because we said if they do it, Gerard will have to eat 6 eggs or something, or stick 6 eggs up somewhere.
Eat 6 eggs, not eat stick eggs.
6 eggs, stick them up somewhere. I forget what we talked about.
Okay, so we're at the point where Gerard has to eat 6 Reese's eggs and chug 6 PBRs at the same time.
I'll shotgun a few PBRs. I'm not afraid to shotgun a PBR.
Okay, we'll line up 6, and you have to do every other one. Egg, shotgun, a PBR. Egg, shotgun, a PBR.
Wait, Greg's the one that doesn't like PBR. So I should be eating the eggs. He should be shotgunning the PBR.
Yeah, but I won't though. That's the thing. Like, you guys know I won't.
Well, no, you will if we get
the sponsor.
That's where you're wrong.
No,
bro,
you will.
Come on.
No, because I didn't go out and make a claim that I was going to eat 6 Reese's eggs if it happened.
Neither did I.
Dude, I'll eat 6 Reese's eggs if we get a sponsor. I'll die.
I said if Reese's decides to sponsor us, I will backtrack on everything I said and say that I love Reese's.
If we get a JMO sponsor, Nick's taking 6 shots of JMO.
Absolutely not.
All right, so look, here's the thing. If PBR, they sponsored, I, unlike Gerard, will be a man of my word and not backtrack on what I said.
Then they're just never going to sponsor us. That's absurd.
Not my problem.
It is your problem.
Yeah, it's our problem. That's money. All right, fuck this topic. Next topic. Are we at the fight yet?
No, that's what we're ending with. Keep up.
That right. So now we're on you guys. This is your guys' part. This
man has a whole schedule on his phone. It's like, are we there yet?
He's the kid in the back seat. They just left for Florida, driving to Florida, and he's like, are they there yet? Are we there yet?
No, Jimmy, we've been driving for 13 minutes.
How about now? Are we there yet? No, Jimmy, it's 13 and a half.
All right, you fucks. Mobility work. Talk about mobility work and how it prevents injuries and how it should probably help the Eagles not fucking lose their entire team.
The Eagles are a lost cause. Let's get that straight.
Well, it's already happened.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers want to be talking. I don't fucking know.
Hey, can you repeat the question? And also, country of origin, please.
What do you guys think of mobility work and how it prevents injuries?
Good question.
Jesus
I think
Christ, guys.
Bro, I was about to answer. Hello? I was winding up to smack that shit out of the park, dude. I'm like Derek Jeter or
this
Barry
isn't my
Bonds.
topic. This is your topic.
I was about to go deep in answering that question.
I open it. You guys answer it. That's how it goes.
Of course.
I open it. Go ahead and answer it. Don't just sit there.
And that was Last Call Kind of. I'm your host, Gerard Morgan. No, I think mobility works good. The problem is I think a lot of people overdo it. You see guys in the gym, foam rolling for 30 minutes and then do like 8 sets of squats or something and then leave, There's a time and a place for it.
Foam rolling is not mobility work, though.
I mean, if you're going to classify... Release. Okay, bro. Okay.
Myofascial release.
Sure. But if we're talking about doing like actual active mobility work, I guess it really depends. I don't think a lot of professional athletes really need to be focusing too much of their time or energy on it, but that's entirely up to the trainers. And if any of the athletes themselves are having specific problems, if we got a thrower or a punter who's having shoulder or leg problems, then adding some mobility in there is definitely going to solve some of those issues. But for the regular athlete who's not injured and doesn't really have any problems, probably don't need to be spending a lot of your energy and effort on mobility work.
How many classes of yoga should I be taking a day?
Well, Gerard brings up yoga, and that kind of takes me to my point. Well, mobility for mobility's sake, I think, is a little overrated in the exercise and athlete communities. If you have a good balanced warm-up that is sports specific, as in specific to your like end goal, whether your sport is powerlifting or your sport is soccer. Having a good warm-up that's sport specific can include a lot of mobility work that isn't there for the sake of mobility. It's a warm-up that prepares you for your sport, that one of the benefits of it is you becoming more mobile. And that is a better desired outcome than just saying like, oh, you need more mobility, go do a yoga class or go do a string of yoga classes. I think trainers could do a better job of implementing sport specific warm-ups that make you a little bit more mobile over time. That's my point.
Yeah, I think a big issue is people just like hear mobility work and they're just doing it for the sake of doing mobility work. Like it's not tied to anything specific, or they're not like gearing it towards what their specific issues are. I mean, like if you're gonna squat, or if you're gonna go into if you're gonna go into a motion where you're working lower body and you're going through, you know, movements in the hip joint a lot, like, and you have your hip area is tight, like focus on that, because that's like the area you need to actually work on that improvement in. It's not just doing it just because you're like, oh, okay, like it's part of the warm up. Like if you're doing it to do it, I feel you're kind of just at that point just wasting your time, when you could just be doing things that are, or you can implement things that would be more beneficial to like the actual work, the workout itself, or like to your actual progression overall.
Yes, and I think too many people confuse stretching and mobility as like going hand in hand. Stretching it's a different aspect. You can get more mobile through stretching, but stretching isn't inherently mobility work. And stretching doesn't exactly hit the other side of mobility, which is stability. And mobility and stability go hand in hand. They have to. It's, you know, like being able to do a deep, long lunge is good and all. Like that's very good for sports. Like being able to do that is very good. But if you can't do that under a load, like some sort of load or some kind of pressure on the joints where you need to maintain like core rigidity or a certain amount of balance through your lower body, then all that mobility to get you to that point doesn't matter. And stretching doesn't exactly hit that part of mobility. So that's something else to think about when you are trying, like an end goal for you to be more mobile. Pick exercises where you can also in some way overload it as to hit that stability aspect. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, and then I mean, on top of that too, I think like people talk about like, you know, doing mobility work and stuff like that for like injury prevention, or like, you know, they'll call it like prehab or whatever. And I get where they're coming from in that sense, because, you know, like if you're tight and you try to do something that's going to put a lot of stress on that area and you get hurt that way, like that's something that will happen. But I think the biggest thing for like when they talk about doing prehab or injury prevention stuff is like do it with proper form. Like do the work you're doing the way it should be done, in a point that you're not going to put yourself in a risky situation that when you're going through this, when you're adding this overload, they're going to cause so much stress that it's going to actually injure you. I think breaking down the mechanics and focusing on the fundamentals of it all is like the most important thing for when they talk about like injury prevention for this stuff. Like mobility work will help in getting your area ready to move in that like fashion, but it's not going to prevent the injury if there's other issues that are going to happen the minute you put weight on your back or you start going in a position where you're adding extra like resistance to it.
So I have a quick question about mobility, what you were just saying, like mobility to prevent injury. So when you think of like a lot of the hits in like professional sports and in football, say, like I feel as if mobility like helps. It might be more considered flexibility helps when it comes to like getting folded up, like getting lawn chaired and shit. Like your body's in a position where a normal, like someone who isn't as flexible can't get into, but like forced into it because you just get pummeled. Feels if would that not help then, where like your body can in fact do that, whereas just lifting's not going to be able to get you to like these odd positions that like sports typically put you in.
Yeah, that I guess that goes along with mobility and flexibility, as you said. like getting folded over in, like, say, in football. If you're not flexible enough, say, in your hamstrings or your hips, and you get bent over, like, that's where you start seeing, like, hamstring tears, or, like, groin pulls and stuff like that. As far as, like, knee injuries go, I think that's more of a mobility stability factor, or just you straight up, like, your knee is only supposed to bend in certain ways. So if you just get straight up hit on the lateral side of your knee, like full weight of a 300-pound man on it,
right,
it's gonna probably break no matter how mobile, flexible, stable you are in that area.
Right.
Well, and on top of that, you got to think, like, that's where Drew talked about, like, the idea of, like, static stretching versus, like, you know, like, or how that would affect, like, what they call mobility work and stuff like that. Like, static stretching will help because you're going to end range or past end range to help increase the overall length of the muscle, and, like, that's what will occur in that. Whereas more mobility work is to be focused on you're moving through that active range. You may see some increases, but they're usually like immediate increases that'll last for a shorter period of time, and they won't maintain that lengthened position much after the work is done. Drew, correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yes, and hypermobility is also a thing, which can be bad depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, like I always think of hockey goalies. Like, you think of the positions they have to get in when they're going full splits to make a save. Like, generally, they know the positions they have to get in for their sport, so their focus will be on their actual flexibility, the ability to actually stretch, put tension past end range in their stretches and get to that point where they can go into a full split or they can put their body in weird positions. That's where mobility work may help to warm the area up and kind of get them ready for those motions. They're going to affect in game, but, like, I think for them, like, specific, like, static stretching or specific motions where they're going to actually focus on, like, that past end range point to increase the length is beneficial for them, opposed to, like, we were talking about, like, football, where maybe, like, more actually working or, like, prepping that area for the motion.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, you don't want to be, like, again, it totally depends on your sport. The goalie, like, as you said, the goalie, they want to be hypermobile in a lot of areas. But I'll say my example of, like, wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers have hypermobile shoulders just because of the positions they get in, and that's not always a good thing, because you see in a lot of wrestlers, shoulders pop out all the time because of that hypermobility, and that's where you kind of need to reel back your training. You need to identify that that's a fault, and you need to apply lifting to it to make that area stable again. And I think mobility is overhyped in strength sports too. Like, you don't want to be
definitely.
You want to be more stable than mobile if you're, like, a powerlifter. And Olympic weightlifting, you need some amount of mobility so that you can get into a deep squat, which the sport inherently puts you in. But after that, you need a lot of stability to be able to maintain your balance and get the weight up.
I think another thing too is, like, certain movements or certain position sports, like, you think baseball pitchers, when they're cocking their arm back to go into that position, they're going into a lot of external rotation of the shoulder, and they're also, as the hand starts going back further, putting a lot of stress on, like, the MCL, which is where, Drew?
MCL.
The MCL in the elbow, I'm sorry, or the UCL in the elbow.
Just, I thought.
Not again.
Like, do you mean?
Not
I
again.
was like, do you mean the UCL?
Yeah. The MCL, UCL in the elbow, where when they're going back in that cock position, and they're getting ready to bring forward and release the pitch as they come forward, they're putting a lot of laxity and stretch on, like, that area. So that's, like, one of the examples of, like, where you're stretching, and it's not necessarily it's not that type of stretching we're talking about. That's where, like, something like where overstretching or going into that extended position too many times repetitively can be detrimental.
Good old Tommy John.
Yeah. Is that what that's called?
Tommy John.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tommy John's the elbow shoulder. Yep. Yeah.
Tommy John was the first person to get that surgery.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And now people almost want it because you come back better.
Yeah.
Which is
thanks, medicine.
Plus, you get a cool like scar on your elbow that looks like a baseball. So like, it's pretty great.
That technology is dope.
Baseball scar.
All right. Speaking of scars, let's transition into the Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson fight. One, why did they fight? Why did Nate Robinson? Granted, fine, he's a professional athlete, but like,
who is Nate Robinson?
He's some fucking basketball player.
He's a 5'8", maybe foot tall basketball player. Very short.
Isn't Jake Paul like 6'3"?
Yeah, but Jake Paul also actually trains to fight. Like he has a little bit of experience in the ring, right? Like it's a bit yikes to.
He has trained boxing for a few years now. Granted, like don't get me wrong, he's not gonna go out and beat like a professional boxer.
Yeah.
But like has trained.
And his IQ is so low, so it's like really, I mean.
Right. And he's got bricks for brain.
No brain cells to lose.
It absolutely hurts to watch him speak.
Yeah, no, he's an absolute idiot. But he's on YouTube and he makes $1 billion a year, so he can pretty much do what he wants, and he chooses to fight people. And he fought Nate Robinson, and Nate Robinson didn't stand a chance. I don't know if it was like, I'm a professional athlete, I should be able to handle this, but like he got put to sleep. Like,
there were memes that got so bad that even Floyd Mayweather was like, guys, can we take a second to stop bullying this man before he does something brash? Like, he literally made an Instagram post that was like, I'm with you, brother. I know it's tough. You kind of suck at this sport. Maybe this isn't your sport. Maybe try again later. And like, you got it, dude. This guy just got eaten alive, man.
The memes were coming out faster than he got off the floor.
Yeah, like, we'll get some more stuff for you guys. We're gonna have a whole slideshow of fucking Nate Robinson memes for this.
Like they hit him with the smelling salts. They hit him with the smelling salts, and like he woke up to 50,000 memes about him. Like he was out, thousands of memes were made, and he like finally came to. It was absurd how quick they were. The internet remains undefeated.
Absolutely.
The memes that compared the way he was laying on the mat to how Apollo was laying on the mat in Rocky IV, like that shit killed me.
The one
it looked exactly the same. They were in the exact same position.
One of Simba pushing on him like fuck.
So the one that I thought was the funniest, just because I was like, yo, that might have actually happened. What was the last fight was
Tyson.
The Tyson fight. It was them like showing with the two of them like arms raised, or they raised, and he shows like a picture of him laying in the background. That I was like, yo, if I didn't know any better, like they might have actually just left him there and like, yo, fight around him.
He's like, he's dead. He actually died. We're just gonna leave him there.
Fight around the man.
Man, like. As a basketball, like, how does the basketball community rally around him? Rally around Nate Robinson, be like, all right, get him next time, kid. Like, you got put to sleep. You got dropped in the first round, and you got put to sleep in the second round.
Yeah, you gotta take the L on that one.
Take the L. You need to come out and be like, hey.
He got hit by that triple combo.
Right.
Well, he also apparently walked into it like hands not up, like not ready to go, and just like ate them. Like
he ate he 2-piece and a biscuit, like all of it. And he just got put down. Now the NBA community is trying to figure out someone else to fight. I think Meta World Peace would be probably the best option. I still think Meta World Peace.
Dude, fuck basketball players. Let's just go right into the Evander Kane fight, because that would actually be a fight.
Well, so that was the thing. That's what I was going from. So the NBA community needs to get their street cred back, because they just got one of their all-star players just got a slam dunk champion, just got eaten alive by some YouTube white kid. They need someone to come back and to win a fight. That said, going into hockey, I think just about any hockey player would be Jake Paul in a boxing fight.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well, I wouldn't say that. Like in a boxing rules, boxing match, like I don't think any hockey player could. They'd probably take a lot of punches, just because they do that daily in their sport. But Evander Kane specifically, he has trained in boxing. Like growing up, most hockey players are multi-sport athletes. For Evander Kane, boxing was one of his other sports. So like he could actually stand a chance against a boxer like Jake Paul.
Well, what I would love to see. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go, because I'm gonna deviate away from that.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say Jake and Logan Paul, because I just saw like a clip of a podcast with Logan Paul talking about it. They don't know who Evander Kane is, and if they fucking saw him beating people up on the ice, they should be afraid. Because take the skates off of him and put him on a solid surface, and now he knows how to box. You're not going to stand a chance against that guy.
So that's what I was going to bring up was he didn't know who he was, and then Kane tweeted him or tagged him on Instagram or whatever it was. It's like however he first reached out, and then Jake Paul tweets out a video of him, like they were I guess they interviewed Kane at one point, and he was like, oh, he's like, he's what you see on the ice is like this rough and tough stuff. He's like, that's me on the ice. He's like, but I'm really a softie at heart or something. And like he tweeted that video and put like this you bro or something, like the crying laughing emoji. And then Kane responded back with a picture of, I guess Jake Paul lost a fight to someone, and he was just standing there like beat up, like next to the guy who has his arms raised by the ref. And he was like, wait, is this you, bro? Like talking about how he lost that fight or whatever. Yeah. So like now they know, I guess, who each other, or he knows who he is. But what I thought has been better was some of the players' responses that aren't Evander Kane to this, specifically two of the Knights. One being Robin Lehner. Lehner tweeted to Jake Paul and said he was like, fuck off or something after the fight. Like tweeted him directly, and then
he said, I would fuck you up.
Is that what it was?
Lehner tweeted at Paul and said, I would fuck you up.
Even better. Then Kane tweeted like, he's like, I'll show you real fighters, whatever Kane said about fighting him. And Lehner commented on Kane's thing. It was like, he was like, step aside. We'll show you how like two Knights fight it out or whatever. And then he did hashtag baby shark after, which was funny.
Shock. So I personally think that the boxing world should take advantage of this hype right now. So
absolutely.
Dude, the NHL should take advantage of this hype.
Yes.
So
every sport should just be lining up.
They should be naming champions of their sport, and they should be going into the boxing ring and knocking Jake Paul the fuck out.
Dude, I would love to see.
This should just be a TV show, like a Netflix series, Celebrity Boxing, and it's just movie stars and YouTube influencers, and professional athletes boxing, knocking each other out.
Imagine Ryan Reeves steps into the ring with Jake Paul.
Champion, dude.
They get
Ryan Reeves might kill him.
Ryan Reeves is a professional like WWE wrestler on skates. That's that's what he is. He's the Undertaker of hockey.
Dude, imagine Kevin Hart pulling up on Logan Paul. That dude would have no shot.
Yeah.
Celebrity boxing. You see 5'2" Kevin Hart pull up.
You see his boxing videos. Like, do you follow him on Instagram? He does that every morning.
Yeah.
So the question I wanted to ask everyone was, if you were to pick one athlete from whatever sport you wanted to go head to head with this guy, who would you pick?
Oh,
give a quick reason.
Another fantasy draft.
Yeah, let's do a quick on the spot fantasy draft. Who would you pick as your number one fighter from whatever sport you want? Doesn't matter.
Do they have to be a current athlete?
They have to be current.
No. It could be all time, and it can't be a boxer.
I'll probably go with Eddie Hall.
Has to be a real person. Okay.
Real person.
What? Wait, isn't Eddie Hall and Thor actually fighting?
Ooh, that would be scary. I don't know. Eddie Hall can deadlift 1,000 pounds, dude. I'd let that dude punch me right in the face.
I'm pretty sure they are. Like that's a for sure thing.
Oh shit, that'd be cool. I'd watch that for sure.
Anyway, going
Gerard,
back.
Thor is the mountain.
Yeah, I know who fucking Thor and
Game of Thrones.
This dude's thinking about the fucking animated Thor.
Didn't Thor deadlift more than Eddie Hall like 2 months ago?
They've been going back and forth.
Yeah, they've been.
Yeah.
It's a nonstop battle between the two of them.
And then Eddie Hall says like, I'm never doing that again. And then Thor beats it, and then Eddie Hall beats it, and then he's like, I'm never doing that again. And then
bro, there's some up and coming kid. He's like a 25-year-old from UNC or UFC, one of the U schools. Dude's deadlifting like 1060. He's like 25. He's a fucking brick shit house, dude. I can't wait to see that kid in like 3 or 4 years.
All right, let's go back to the topic that we started here. Someone that is playing.
Okay, Nick's pick, Eddie Hall.
Right, we'll consider that a sport, I guess. Drew, who's your pick?
No, you go. I'm still thinking about it.
All right, because we didn't make any.
Or Greg goes.
We didn't make any rules on if it has to be a current or not. I'm going with Ray Lewis.
Anytime.
I'm going with Ray Lewis because he actually killed a man before. So Ray Lewis.
With the guy that does drugs in the IBC gym?
No, not him. The actual Ray Lewis.
But also him.
But also
him.
All right, so I'll go next. Drew, I think you'll know who this guy is. I don't think anyone else will. But former Montreal Canadian, amongst other teams, George Laraque. George Laraque.
Mr. Laraque.
Is an actual trained.
Laraque.
Like he's an actual trained like MMA like fighter. He did that like on the side.
I was like,
no big deal.
He trained with was it GSP?
George St. Pierre?
Yeah. He would spar with him every now and then, but he was like, dude was a force. Like no one ever wanted to mess with him. One of the guys went up to one time and was like, he was like, you want to fight? And he's like, yeah, but do you really want to fight me? like that kind of like confidence of like, he's like, no, you don't. He's like, not today.
Drew, who's your pick?
Okay, I just thought about this. I think it's a pretty good pick. I'm going to go with former NFL football player and Army Ranger Pat Tillman.
All right.
My man, RIP, my man could have had an illustrious football career and made a lot of money, but instead he joined the Army, went to the Rangers, which is one of the hardest and toughest units in the Army. And I think he did 3 tours. Damn. So that guy was just large and in charge.
Mm-hmm. I feel that, dude.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I think any one of these picks, aside from maybe Eddie Hall, would win.
Absolutely ridiculous. Man's 400 pounds.
And he wasn't like a scrawny wide receiver or anything. This dude was a linebacker.
Yeah, no. Me and you picked the same position, the old middle linebacker, like the hardest.
You guys understand Eddie Hall is 400 pounds and like 6'10".
Yeah, did you see that video of that girl beating up the 500-pound dude in the boxing match?
Yeah, well, there's a difference between fat and fit. It's fuck.
I stand by what I said. No, I'm kidding. Like Eddie Hall would literally pick him up and slam him off the ground.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe that's not the best pick. Can I pick Abraham Lincoln? I think I'm gonna go for.
It's not a football. It's not an athlete.
See, you don't know that. You just don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know what
he might have played. He might have played a sport.
You're absolutely right.
All right.
He was pretty tall. He might have played with some basketball back then.
Yeah. What
Can we just talk about how every time we have a category of what you have to draft from, Nick is like, yo, screw that category. I'm going whatever I want.
I mean, technically, he was in the theater, so obviously, he was some kind of athlete. That was a bad joke because he got shot in the head.
He wasn't a part of the theater, though.
Yeah, it was a joke because he got the thing.
Real quick.
I respect that, boo.
All right, we'll take it to the polls on Instagram. We'll let the people decide who would win.
So I found the clip that I was talking about too. It was George Laraque, the guy. I think it was a younger kid, wanted to fight him, had no size on the guy, and Laraque goes, he's like, "You want to go?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "For real?" He's like, "All right, good luck," and that was it. Imagine telling someone good luck before you're about to fight them.
That's what I would do if I was a trained fighter.
Oh yeah, because if I were the guy that said that was gonna fight him and he told me good luck, I'd shit myself.
Yeah. Dude, that's pretty much how every fight. I feel like, I would say, 70% of fights in hockey start out with two guys nicely asking each other.
Yeah, but how often does the other one go, "Good luck"?
It's like mental warfare, dude.
All right, so let's transition into.
Well, if you ever.
Holy fuck! Go ahead.
Sorry. No, just
don't be sorry. Fuck our host.
Just go.
I get let's transition into, and then Drew just fucking has a thought all of a sudden on the last topic. Let's transition into Movember.
No, it's my fucking phone.
To be fair, he doesn't have a lot of thoughts, so we definitely want to let him loose when he gets them.
Oh my god, Greg, talk about Movember. How'd Movember go for you?
Oh yeah, so Movember's done. I kept the stash obviously, and I started growing out the goatee setup thing again. Not that anyone can see that or really cares. Are
you in fucking Fast and Furious?
Dwayne Johnson just pulled up beside him.
Fucking Dom Toretto just drove past you.
Cargo Fast 5.
All right, so back to what I was saying. I put the donation in today.
And the brick.
Dude just talking.
Go ahead, I muted him.
Oh, perfect.
Go ahead.
So I put my donation in today. We raised $100.
Nice.
Hell
and
yeah,
I say we because everyone that liked the picture or liked the post.
Yeah.
I
donated, I think, maybe $1 too.
Shouts out to all of you that donated too. But yeah, we raised $100 for Movember this year, which I think is awesome.
Nice.
Every little amount helps. So whatever the value was, I wasn't too worried about it. It was more so just getting awareness out there and being able to donate anything. So I think it was really cool. No one else that I know played along with the Movember thing and grew a mustache out though. So that's
literally never shaved. I started in Movember 4 years ago, never shaved.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't directed towards you. Like you always have facial hair.
Fair.
Dude, you should see my little pedo beard.
But the thing is, you didn't go you didn't start out like just mustache only.
4 years ago I did, yeah.
Right, but and you also can't shave that beard. I wouldn't shave that beard anyway, so like I understand it. But yeah, so I mean, again, I think it's just something that's really fun to do. It's really simple to take part in. You grow some facial hair, good or bad, whatever it is, do it. Let it rock out for a month, and then shave it if you want. If not, keep it. But I think it's great to raise awareness for this. And again, this is just for any case of mental health like awareness. It's not just geared to anything specific. I like that it's geared towards men because men have this stigma about like actually talking about themselves and their own mental health. So I think it's very beneficial to get that out there. But as we've talked about many times on this show before, like it's just important to get the awareness out there for mental health in general. Like make sure you're taking care of yourself and making sure that you're always reaching out for help if needed.
We're always here to fight mental health for you. So
I think
Gerard's fifth fighting mental health.
I think we decided that we support all the healths.
Oh yeah, we do support all the health. That's true.
You gotta watch your language here. It's 2020, man.
Yeah, all the health. We're fighting all the healths, but especially mental health.
Yeah. No, we're not fighting the healths. We're fighting for the healths.
I will also fight the gallbladder health because it's very underrated.
It's Jake Paul is fighting mental health.
Yes,
he's absolutely gonna lose that.
He's already lost.
That guy, he's so done, dude.
Oh my god!
Not even. There's some things therapy can't even help you with.
Being a YouTube sensation.
Absolutely.
Just being an idiot.
Oh, speaking of mental health, shouts out to both Nick and Rob Ritterelli, our guests on the last show, for the advice they gave me to pass my practical. So.
Congratulations! Yeah, that's awesome. We're super proud of you, buddy.
Snaps for Greg.
Snaps for me. But yeah, no, shouts out to those guys.
I gave you advice.
Oh yeah, Drew. Actually, Drew, yours was great because it got to the point that we were there. I was practicing my partner beforehand, and she was like, "What else should we do?" I'm like, "Honestly, fuck it. Let's just go into it." There's nothing left to prep.
Send it, dude.
Yes, I mean we went full send. We both passed. So.
Oh, that was the advice. He just said full send.
Yeah, his exact words were, "Fuck it, we're doing it live."
We are. Yeah. You do have to do it live.
Yes.
Absolutely cannot pre-record it.
Yeah. So shouts out to this show. Yeah, so that's one down of probably like a million more I have to take over the next 3 years. So
proud of you.
Well, let's go. As long as we help one person, that's what we're here for.
Hey, even if that person's part of the show, it counts.
Yeah.
No outreach past the show.
All right. Do we want to talk about tipping or do we want to wrap the show up?
Ooh, I think tipping's all. We got to get into tipping. You guys can't see me, but I'm licking my lips.
All right. Tipping. Tipping is great for people who actually do things. If you go to a Chinese buffet and you order and you get a plate of food and the waitress only brings you your water one time and you go up, you get the plate, you get the silverware, you get the food, you go down, you eat. You go up, you get another plate, you get the silverware, you get more food, you come back and eat. Why, when I fucking finish, are they staring at me while I'm writing the tip? Like, walk the fuck away. I don't want to tip you. You didn't do anything. You're making me awkward. I have to tip. So I tip because I panic and I have this internal argument in my head. Like, you didn't do anything. I did all the work. If I go to the hibachi place at the Chinese buffet, like, yeah, I'm going to throw $1 or $2 in the little tip jar there because that guy's doing something for me. Everyone else, they're not fucking doing anything. Useless. Also, tipping when I go to pick up food. I do it. I hate doing it. It's an obligation, but like, I'm calling, I'm ordering, I'm going and picking it up, and I'm leaving. There's no waiting on me. They're not waiting on me. They're not doing anything. I'm not taking any extra of the waitress's time, waiter's time.
Who answered your phone call?
Fuck yourself. I'm not tipping you for answering the phone. I don't get.
Do you tip your hairdresser?
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, because they're
not tipping you for answering.
Because they're cutting my hair. They're doing their job.
Yeah.
And I want it to look good.
But
do you want your
they're doing
food to
their
be
job?
good?
Isn't that what the takeout people are doing? They're doing their job too.
No, it's literally less than bare minimum.
Sometimes
less than bare minimum.
Sometimes
I mean, you could argue that them cutting your hair is just bare minimum.
Yeah, and listen, I'm all for tipping when you go to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress waits on you and like brings you drinks and comes and asks you how you're doing and asks you like how your food is and brings you more drinks and brings you your food and like, hey, this food's like kind of cold, can you heat it up? And they go like tip like 20% plus. Like, don't be a dick, tip at least 20% when you go out. When you go to the bar, a couple bucks every drink, like do that, tip that. I get that. I'm for it. Yeah. Why am I tipping the fucking same for someone who doesn't do all that? They didn't do any of that. They just tied my food in a fucking plastic bag and threw it at me while as I walk in the door. Like,
I agree.
Yourself. I shouldn't tip on that.
100%.
But of course, because we live in America, I walk in and I'm like, I'm not tipping, and then I see the tip line on the fucking bottom of the receipt. I'm like, fuck, I got to tip. So I tip like $3 or $4 when I pick up. It's fucking frustrating. It bothers me. I shouldn't have to feel that way.
You're sweating a little bit. Are you okay?
We're good.
All right, good. I respect that. Yeah, I can understand the frustration a little bit, but you don't. I think for maybe takeout is a bit of a different situation, right, Greg? Maybe like 20%. You don't really have to tip 20% for like takeout. Maybe like just $1 or $2 in the actual tip jar. Like cash is great because then they don't get taxed on it. But like, as long as you're not being a little cunt. Sorry, that was a little aggressive. When you're getting like $150 order and tipping like, $3 or $4, because people do that. You know that's tough, man.
Right.
But,
so if I'm ordering for like a party and I'm ordering like 100 wings, 6 pizzas, some liters, and like they have to like fucking do all this shit and like pack it all in and all that stuff. Fine, I will tip you for that. But like my order of 10 wings and a side of fries, like go fuck yourself. I'm not tipping you for tying it in a bag.
I can get around that. I think maybe I have a different perspective just because of the current situation we're in. I think maybe if we weren't in a pandemic, I'd be more inclined to agree with you.
Also true. I'm with that. I feel that too. But
yeah,
my feelings have been for forever, not just during COVID.
I actually didn't even know that you were supposed to tip when you picked up food until this year. I thought that was just like you just pick up your food, right? Like I didn't. But then I realized that I was like, I'll throw a couple bucks in them. And cash is always king, right? Because then they don't have to pay taxes on it. But
yeah, for
sure. I think the most important part is like tipping your servers well and tipping your like drivers well and stuff and your hairdressers. And I almost just said dentist. That would have been hilarious. Imagine tipping your fucking dentist.
Yeah, you need the extra $5.
Here's a 20 from the $3,000 I just paid you. But yeah, I think as long as you're respectful with it.
So like.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No.
My thought was finished, dude. I got nothing else in this head, dude. It's just air.
All right, Greg, wrap it up since you're the one who actually gets tipped in this group.
All that I was going to say was like, I always think of it like this, like in the grand scheme of things, like what's a few extra bucks? Like my general rule of thumb if I go out is like, you're for sure getting like 25% if I'm out, and usually like $10 on top of that. Like not for like just like general, like if I'm eating at a restaurant, at a bar, whatever it is. Like, but again, like I've been through it where it's like you have people that take care of you for no good reason and like make your day, or there's people that just like straight up don't tip at all for no good reason. Like doesn't matter how good the service was, they just don't tip. So I've gotten both ends of the spectrum. So like the best people and the worst people. And my thing at the end of the day is like, all my bill's $30, or like if I get like takeout for like $25, what's an extra like $3? Like to me, that could like make their day for what it is. Like that's my mindset about it. It's like what's $3 and I already spent $25, and like what will that $3 mean to them at the end of the night? That's pretty much that's my way of thinking about it for like takeout. I can't comment on your buffet thing because I understand where you're coming from on that. Like, I don't get how buffets work, to be honest. Like in that sense, like it's just a very weird like why even have a server?
Exactly.
Yeah, like I don't understand the whole like buffet thing. But again, like I think I'd be like you, where I'm like I'm gonna tip regardless though, just because like I feel like it's there. I'm gonna tip.
Right, and I shouldn't feel like that, and that's in the stigma behind tipping.
Yeah, but I'm also like the kind of person that would. Like if you brought like groceries to my car, I'd be like, oh yeah, here's $3. Like,
because they did a job. They did the thing. That's like it.
Yeah, of course. As long as they do the thing.
Yeah, as long as they do the thing.
They just gotta do the thing.
That's even like my dad. Like, we'll get gas and like he'll use a card to pay for that, and he always like gives him like $2, whatever, to go with it. Like, it's a little like courtesy, a common gesture.
For like the guy who pumps your gas.
Yeah, like in Jersey.
I was like, what, do you get gas in Jersey, you fucking clown?
But like you gotta remember though, he's a man that's been in the industry like part-time for 30 years. So like he's seen like the different stages of like what the service industry has been like since the 80s to now. Or 90s to now, whatever year we're in. I don't know what year. Yeah,
long story short, all of this to say companies need to stop being pieces of shit, pay their employees above a reasonable wage so they can live off of it without begging other people for money, basically. That has been Last Call Kinda. I'm your host, Gerard Morgan. Greg, say something.
Well said.
Greg, say something.
That's me.
That's Greg. Nick, say something.
Tip your servers.
That's Nick. Drew, say something.
Tip your servers.
Tipping, easy rule of thumb for me is just double the first number and nothing else, and you're fine.
That's how 20% works. So.
Oh man, this kid never took a calc class in his life.
Right. That's Last Call Kinda. Make sure you like, subscribe, review, rate, review, all that stuff. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. One of us is going to be putting a poll up on Instagram about all this different stuff. Who knows? We might even include tipping. Greg's fucking losing his fucking shit. All right. Have a good day. Thanks. If you'd liked us, rate us. If you didn't like us, pretend that we.
Peace.
See ya.
Aw.